Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back again. It's been, I don't know, maybe another 2 weeks since I last reported. Well, I tell you, you just can't get away from this Zionist stuff. It's like, I mean, I almost wish, that they really wish those guys could go away. They're so irritating. I reported earlier on the Body Parts story. The New York rabbis who were selling body parts, both to and from Israel. Basically, they were getting Palestinian body parts of people they had murdered and taking their livers and lungs and everything else. They actually were kind enough to sew them back up and give them to their relatives. But anyway, they took the body parts and they shipped them to New York, and they were selling these body parts, kidneys and so on, for the reports were apparently the $150,000 was the going price for just about anything. An eye or a liver, a left leg, an ear or whatever. But anyway, that story, it got buried by the New York Times. They reported it for actually half a day. There is a half-a-day edition of the New York Times, which comes out, I think, on Wednesdays between 2 and 6 o'clock at night. And then they change it again, but it's a 3-hour paper, and that's where they report all the stories which make Zionists look bad. And then they never repeat them, believe me. But anyway, I found these stories because, the internet is such a blessing. But anyway, I'm gathering them, and recently there have been some updates to this. The story is, I didn't think it could get worse, but actually it has. If you go to my website at joelthephilosopher.com, you can read, I'm going to be posting these. Now it's coming out of Israel. I'll start with the latest story, then back up. Well, no, I won't back up. I'll start with basically, there was a Swedish paper. We all know the Swedes. They're very good people. They try to stay out of trouble. They're kind of bound to be neutral. That's a nice quality for anyone to have. But anyway, they reported one of their free press newspapers reported a story about the story of the Israelis killing Palestinians and taking their body parts. Obviously, it's just not a very flattering thing to be accused of, to say the least. It doesn't say a lot about your country, your leaders, or your religion. So anyway, the Israeli story, the Israelis now are coming back. This Avigdor Lieberman guy, I think he's related to Joe, because the level of insanity is about the same. There must be cousins, I'm sure, but they have the same name. But anyway, Avigdor now called this blood libel. Blood libel. Wow. That's not, I don't even think that expression is in the Bible. I know, I've heard it in El Paso, Texas, history. If you read back at 1881, when the town was full of nothing but hired gunmen, killers of the worst magnitude. Blood libel. It's the last time I read that, the use of that expression. These guys would go looking for each other and blow each other's brains out in dark alleys. I know because my great-grandfather was one of them. But anyway, that blood libels, they really dug that out of the El Paso history books. But now what it means is that I'm going to kill you when I see you. So you go fixed. That's what it means. Anyway, Avigdor, whether knowingly or unknowingly, used that expression, or that old West expression, and told that the Swedish government has got to disavow, put out of business, run out of town, the paper, not to mention the writer of that article, for printing that garbage. Jews killing Palestinians and taking their body parts, really. It's over the top. They didn't want anyone to know that. Well, unfortunately for Avigdor, he had to check his own, they say the right hand and the left hand idea. He had to check his own papers. You got to read his own papers to see what his own Jewish papers are reporting. They're admitting. Just, the articles are in joelthephilosopher.com. Go there and you can read them. They're out of Israel, by the way. You can read the stories about they're actually admitting now that they did do that. After Lieberman basically almost declared war on Sweden. He said, look, buddies, you don't respect this, or say it's a Jewish story, the monumental victim shtick. You haven't bought into that totally. So we're gonna get even with you guys if you don't take our ideas here. You know what we've done to other people who have turned on us and revealed the truth about us? You know what we did to, you know who? Well, anyway, you know, I think it was Jesus who said that you know, the truth was going to come out. You just couldn't repress it. I think he must have had the internet in mind. But anyway, folks, the truth is out. Read it for yourself. Find out about these clowns called Zionists. Don't blame all Jews. There are many, many decent Jews, but they're between a rock and a hard place. You know, they hate to admit that, you know, these clowns are so bad. And yet they really do fear, justifiable to some extent, you know, anti-Semitism, that idea. They have a real fear of that. I respect that, but let them know that we're not against the good Jews. There's no problem with you. And we won't really care whether you accept Jesus or not. We just want you to stop the bullshit. Like, we don't expect, for example, the American Indians to apologize for scalping our soldiers on the frontier. We don't expect them to do that. But they've stopped it, and we've accepted that as okay. So you don't have to apologize for what you did. Just stop the behavior, and we'll be happy. You don't have to accept Christ or the Buddha or Muhammad or whoever else is out there that scares you. You can be an atheist. We don't really care, quite frankly, as long as you mind your own business. Play by the rules, try to be decent, try to be honest, and treat other people as you would have them treat you. And don't do unto others before they do unto you. It doesn't work. They'll always get back. Anyway, I hope my Christmas message hasn't been too kind of down. But I really am concerned about my good Jewish friends who are going. I know they're out there, and I know they hate to say anything, because after all, they know what happens to Jews too if they speak out. They're not stupid. Okay, so I'm going to head out of here. Merry Christmas. I may come back again before the New Year to give a special New Year's message, because let's hope things get better. Okay, well, great. Well, you all have a good day.